Hey yo, what is good, Poke fans? Welcome back to another episode of PokéProfit. In today's video, we are going to be discussing what a waifu card is. Let's get into it. Oh, and really quick, let me just shout out 2 days ago's winner, Jim. Congratulations, my friend. Jim has won the PSA 10 Charizard from Champion's Path. I'm going to leave my email in the description below. So just shoot me your shipping details and I'll get that card out to you. Congratulations once again. Now, if you're interested in participating in today's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away this PSA 10 Lady from Hidden Fates. Beautiful card. All you have to do to enter a chance to win this card is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what your favorite card from today's list is. Alright, let's get into it. So what is a waifu card, and why does the Japanese version sell for multiples above the English version? In today's video, we're going to break that down, answer those questions. So essentially, a waifu card is a pretty female card that would potentially be a wife-like material for a Pokemon card collector. And so we have to think, this is the question that I always try to ask myself when I'm collecting anything, really, when I'm collecting or buying something that I want to resell at a later date, is who's going to be my potential buyer, right? And specifically with these waifu cards, it targets, and again, I listen to the market. I don't try to put my will on the market, I just let the market talk to me. And from what the market is telling us, there's a larger percentage of these collectors inside of the Japanese market than there is inside of the English market. So for these waifu cards, I'm going to be focusing on the Japanese. Same exact Marnie style card is selling for close to $800 in the Japanese PSA 10, as where it is selling for about $150 in the US. Again, there's still opportunity in both, absolutely, but this is case in point why I'm going to be focusing this analysis on the Japanese cards because there's just a larger pool of buyers. Another card that really showcases the power of the waifu as far as a market opportunity goes is the most recent lady that was dropped in Lost Abyss. I didn't have it on my top 5 cards list, and I really should have, realizing that absolutely this thing falls into that category of waifu. I do think it got a little bit ahead of itself. It'll probably come back, settle down around like the $60 to $80 price point, but it's still going to definitely hold that premium. And so, okay, now that we understand what a waifu card is, let's jump into my top 5 list. So, not quite cracking my list, but special shout out to the Marnie 198 out of 190 that you get out of the Shiny Star V set. Beautiful card. Raw is going for around 160 right now, and graded PSA 10 is going for about 400 right now. I graded one of these. Beautiful, beautiful card. The way that the Japanese cards like pop too, if you haven't held a Japanese card in your hand, it's really, really unique. Yeah, they just have higher printing quality. They print it on a little bit nicer stock, I think. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous card. Love the colors in this card. Marnie is going to be a fan favorite long term as well. So this thing could easily climb in value at a higher rate than some of the other ones that I have on my list. I just went based off of purely aesthetic from the card. But from a market perspective, I think this Marnie has a ton of opportunity in it, which is why I had to include it in today's video. Okay, my number 5 position is going to be the Greens Exploration from Tag Team GX. The raw version of this card is going for about 150 to 200, and then the PSA 10 is going for about 365, ranging up to about 400. Beautiful card. Cameos. I am huge on cameos. I've seen a lot of comments saying the same thing, that they love the cameo cards. It just makes a lot of sense, right? Again, thinking about who your potential buyer is. the potential buyer for this card is not only somebody who collects the waifu style cards, but also somebody who collects Squirtle, right? So you're casting your market a little bit wider, and yeah, you're going to have two different unique sets of collectors going after this card. So really like this one. Beautiful blue, series of blues that they use in the card. Yeah, absolute beauty. All right, coming in at my number 4 spot, I have the Sightseer from the same set, Tag Team GX. Beautiful set, or Tag Team All-Stars. This card is a really, really interesting card. It's kind of the card that like really tipped me off to what was going on here. Some of the other ones on my list that I'll get to in a little bit have bigger names, and so originally I was like, all right, it's just the big name, pretty waifu cards that are going to do well. This is a generic character inside of the Pokemon universe that is trading for raw $300 to $450 US, and graded PSA 10 $700 to $750 US. And it's specifically because it's again one of these waifu cards. She's very, very pretty. She has a lot of really nice color behind her. She's got shells in her dress and everything, right? So it's a really, really nice card that satisfies the criteria to be in this subset of waifu cards, which just, at least for right now, and I think this trend will continue just because of Pokemon collecting, I believe, is dominated by males. I think it makes a lot of sense for this to be a subcategory of collectibles, right? Just given the nature of humans, and Pokemon is the exact same thing like every other market. We all want what we can't have, right? And so holding these incredible premiums, it's kind of just one of those self-fulfilling prophecies that markets take on a constant basis, and so I think that these are just going to continue to trend in this way. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's definitely a subset of cards that I want to collect. They're beautiful. Again, it's that holding something in value that everybody else inside of the hobby is going to want, or at least a large portion is going to want. So this card really, really tipped me off on it. I packed a bunch of these. I tore through like 30 boxes of this set because I love this set, and I managed to grab one of these and grade it in a 10. So really, really cool. Cracking the number 4 spot on my list, the Sightseer. In the number 3 spot on my list, another one from Tag Team GX All-Star, or Tag Team All-Stars, is the Erika's Hospitality. This card is going for about $250 raw, and upselling or upgrading to about $450 to $600 US, in a PSA 10 graded version. And wow, this thing is beautiful. I actually working on getting a better camera angle to be able to show you guys, but I have this one sitting in front of me, so I can try to showcase it a little bit. It's a little blurry, but just a really, really beautiful card. The way that the reds and the greens work together. Erika, for me, is a fan favorite. She's from the original games, or the original series. She is the grass type gym leader, right? And so she has a big fan base behind her naturally. This card, I think, has to be one of my all-time favorite Erika cards that they've done. So yeah, in my number 3 spots, the Erika's Hospitality. Taking second place is the Lillie number 66 out of 60 from the Sun and Moon era. Beautiful card. Another one that I managed to get, but before I had done my own analysis, I picked up the English version, and it is a beautiful, beautiful card, right? However, the English version in this PSA 10 goes for $150, and the Japanese version raw goes for $850 US, And PSA 10, I couldn't even find full price data on it off of eBay. If Raw is selling for $850, a PSA 10 is most likely they probably came to an agreement somewhere around $2,500, $2,800, something like that, would be my guess. Ridiculous card nonetheless. Really highlights the long-term bullish case of these. These probably were well under the radar when they first came out, and since Sun and Moon era, obviously the Pokemon hobby has had a boom in demand, and so you have a lot more of these collectors wanting these cards, and just a lot fewer copies graded and preserved in pristine condition, so we can see the crazy premiums that they're holding. And again, the major difference between the English market and the Japanese market. So something definitely in your own collecting to be considering. Both have value though, right? Like if you just want the art, boom, focus on the English market. It's a lot cheaper entry. If you want this as an investable opportunity, the Japanese is clearly outperforming the English, and I don't see any reason for that to change. Taking first place is the other Lillie card, number 119 from the Sun and Moon era as well, and this thing is a beauty. Just the vibrant colors in the background of the card. This is really, like, for me as a collector, this is the kind of stuff that I try to look for. Raw, this thing goes for, I couldn't find accurate price data. Again, it's accepted best offer, but my guess is that these were probably closed somewhere around $1,200, and then the PSA 10 has sold for $3,800 as of very recently. Incredible card, so much demand for this card. It's just so pretty. Lillie is one of the fan favorite waifu characters inside of the Pokemon universe. She had a really unique storyline. She was very closely connected in the anime, in the games. She presents so well on cards, and this one in particular, just the amount of color that's behind her. Very beautiful card. And again, was dropped during that period of time where, like, there were a lot less collectors actively trying to grade and flip cards and all of that. And so the scarcity on this card, paired against the demand on this card, there's just so many people who want it and not enough copies to go around. So yeah, holding a significant premium, and these newer cards are going to struggle to compete with these older cards. And it really is not a massive difference in age, but it's just that, like, before the pandemic boom and after the pandemic boom, right? So there's, always going to be more cards being graded of the ones post-pandemic at this point, and the ones pre are a lot more capped in supply. And so, just incredible card. You can see, price speaks for itself. $3,800 in a PSA 10, and this card is only a handful of years old. The waifu style of card is, I think, as a collectible market, only going to get bigger. The Pokemon Company clearly is paying attention. They are continuing to drop more and more waifu style cards. There's almost one a set at this point. There's a lot more cards that could have ended up on this list that I just didn't have the time to go over. But I hope you enjoyed my take on what is a waifu card, and I hope I helped answer that question for you. Alright, Pokefans, that concludes my take on the waifu style card. What is it? How do we make sense of it? And maybe which ones to pay attention to moving forward. If you like the content, consider dropping a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, and comment down below what is your favorite card from today's video, or favorite waifu style card that didn't make the list, and you will be entered into the chance to win this PSA 10 lady from Hidden Fates, a gorgeous card that I'd love for the community to have. Alright, I'll catch y'all Pokefans later. Peace.